Alright, so I teased another video at the end of the last video. This is that video. To me, for you guys, it's probably been a few days. To me, it's been 10 seconds. Not even, no. Like 30 seconds. 20 seconds? Somewhere around there. That's not the point. Um, but my dream game right now for like for the like I don't know. My dream DC game right now at the very moment. I was thinking about this a while ago when I started playing Batman. Again, I let Catwoman drop if you guys remember from the last video. Um, it's funny, you could watch it. But my dream game, DC game, right now would be a game with the gameplay style of the Arkham series, but it has it's in the Arrowverse, and it lets you play through all of the crossovers and stuff, and most of the show's seasons. And then you have some Batman stuff in there. That would be my dream game for DC. But also, for parts that aren't in the shows and aren't directly related to anything, or maybe even minor things that kind of change how the game is supposed to be played, I really want the gameplay of the Arkham series, but the choices and like the choice system from the Telltale games, like in The Walking Dead season 1 episode 1, right at the end you have to save either Doug or Carly. Um, I want some choices like that. Um, that would last the whole game. Like maybe you do let Barry and Kara disappear or something like that at the end of Crisis, and then Oliver is still around for the rest of the game. Maybe Oliver takes the fall and Barry and Kara are still around, and that would be just really cool to me. And you can actually lose and have consequences and stuff. That would be awesome. Like you're fighting Overgirl or whatever, but they actually take Supergirl's heart and give it to Overgirl. So now Supergirl's just gone. I would love that. I don't know if it's actually a good idea. At the very least, I want an Arkham game, an Arkham style game that lets you play through the crossovers and stuff. And actually, you know what? I'm not really sure I want the choices to be like that. Maybe have some minor choices that affect the game, that are still in that vein. I actually, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, that Overgirl and Supergirl thing, that sounds stupid. Um, but what I definitely really, really want is like maybe the beginning is an Arkham game and it's just completely unrelated to the Arrowverse and it's like a sequel to Arkham Knight or sequel to Arkham Origins. So we have some Batman stuff in there, but for the most part, it would be an Arrowverse game that lets you play through the crossovers, lets you play through seasons 1, 2, and 5 of Arrow, and again all of the crossovers. Even Duet, Fight Me, I think that would be awesome. One, that crossover is just a guilty pleasure of mine. It's stupid, but I love it. And then it lets you play. It would let you play through Flash season 1 and 2. Uh, maybe it lets you play through part of 4, and then you get to play through not season 1 of Supergirl. Again, guilty pleasure of mine, but there's just not a whole lot that you could do with that. There's a reason that the show moved to the CW and they completely changed everything. But it would play through the origin story of Supergirl, but also then play through I don't know what that smell is. It smells like something's burning. What the hell was on TV? Because I'm playing Batman, so I have no idea what the hell's going on out there. But it lets you play through season 2 and 4 of Supergirl. Yeah, because 4 would be awesome. That's the one with Lex Luthor. And then you could play through seasons 1 and 2 of Legends. Season 1 of Legends is not a guilty pleasure of mine. I genuinely think it's good. But most people don't seem to think that way. However, everyone can agree that season 2 is amazing, and I think that's way better than season 1, if I'm honest. I don't want to fight unicorns, though. I don't want Constantine. Actually, I would love Constantine, but if the only context we can have Constantine is fighting unicorns, get that the hell out of here. But then you'd have Batwoman season 1. Even if Batwoman season 1 isn't that great of a show, I think you need it there because then you have even more Batman related stuff. And honestly, if Batwoman, if she can play like Batman, then you just have more of the Arkham series stuff going for it. But I want it to be made by the Arkham people and have the cast of those shows. That might be expensive, though. I don't know. There's a reason that this isn't happening, and I really want it to. I want an Arrowverse game. I want it to be good. I want it to exist. I want to play it to my heart's content. I want to just obliterate it with... I don't know. I want to play it. It doesn't exist, but I want to play it. Why does it not exist? I don't know. Let's talk to Warner Brothers about that. And then Batman's going to be in the... Bruce Wayne is going to be in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, so... I don't know. If you can't have Batman, just have... I'm sure Bruce Wayne's going to get into some combat. Just have an older Bruce Wayne in this as a playable character. And characters that you need to absolutely be able to play as in the game. Supergirl, Superman, he could just simply be a skin or a slightly different variation. Like, yeah, you have to change hitbox detection, obviously. I was going to explain why, but that just makes me sound like a perv or something like that, so I'm not going to. You guys understand. Same reason they don't do that in Injustice 2 for Premiere skins. But, then you have, like, the Green Arrow, obviously. Batman. Well, Bruce Wayne, I don't know. I'm hoping that, they have some other stuff in there, too. Batman, maybe Arkham related, but really, I don't actually care about that much. I just want the Arrowverse game. So, Green Arrow, Flash, White Canary, Constantine, if they can find a way to not have him fight a unicorn. You know what? Do the Arrow Season 4 part with Constantine. That's technically a crossover, so I said all crossovers. You can have Constantine doing that stuff. Maybe he could shoot fireballs. He didn't do it in the actual episode, but he shot fireballs before. He just summons a portal to hell and throws fireballs out of it or something like that. He does the weird Doctor Strange thing and then fireball. But yeah, most of this list is Batwoman, obviously a playable character. Maybe they could do some Smallville Season 11 stuff. We know Batman exists in the Arrowverse. That game will just flesh out what he's been doing there. Smallville Season 11, Volume 2 had Batman and Nightwing. So, he's in the Smallville universe. We know, they had to obviously change that he was in the Smallville universe, but we know for a fact that he's in... we don't know anything about Robin or anything like that, but we know for a fact that Batman is in the Arrowverse because 1, Bruce Wayne is showing up in this crossover. 2, they could have put Bruce Wayne's head on that body. And 3, they just straight up said Batman 5 times in Elseworlds Part 2. I was keeping track. I obviously stopped at 5, but there was a lot more than 5. And, Clark's friend. So he's on Earth 38 too. He's on Earth 38, he's on Earth 1. Or maybe there's only one Batman in the entire multiverse and he's just multiverse hopping. I don't really like that theory, but whatever. There's only one Supergirl in the entire multiverse, apparently. Depending on who you ask. You ask John Deegan, he's like, but you don't exist on this Earth. You ask Harry, there are 53 Karas, actually. So, but why is this Arrowverse game not a thing? You have plenty of material to work with. It'd be pretty fun. I don't know what you do about bosses and stuff, because none of those characters seem to work well for bosses. Prometheus could be like Deathstroke, I guess. Deathstroke could be like Deathstroke, I guess. I legit forgot Deathstroke was in the Arrowverse for a second because, you know, one of those, you know. Actually, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get demonetized. I mean, I already am. But, you know, in the future, I can make a lot of money off this video if there's actually a game that comes out and it does all my ideas. So, let's do that. Ads for the win. Dexter. Dexter would be a great character to play as. Not that Dexter, but not that one, but you know, a Dexter, or Red Lantern Kitty Cat of Rage. But yeah, why does it say I haven't beat? Oh well, because I don't have that one. Never mind. Dyslexia for the win. But this would be awesome. I want this. I've mentioned this before. Also, I have a few plans on making a few videos. Some of them probably going to be pretty controversial, but I kind of want to raise awareness to a certain problem that thankfully is not guns this time around. So it might be centered around ProJared, because I thought he was the bad guy. I was actually making jokes about it, jokes at his expense, and I kind of feel bad for it, because it seems like he's the good guy. That's to be determined, but I watched his 46 minute video and to completion in one sitting, and yeah, that seems pretty bad. I went and watched some of his videos, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know why I turned on this guy so much. Because I knew this happened with Toby Turner a long time ago. He was accused of rape by like 3 different people, one of which I think was his wife or something like that. I never believed it. I'm like, no, that can't be him. But then what the hell happened? Oh, that's not good. There's a tack somewhere now. But like, I don't really want to fill this whole thing up with that. But anyways, Toby Turner, go look up Tobuscus. He's awesome. His channel died. I don't know if he still uploads, but it died after that. And then ProJared is just, I feel so bad now. So, yeah. I like the Review Tech USA was he did a video like how to ruin your YouTube career in 7 steps or something like that, and there was a comment that was like number 4 blah 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 blah, and then I was like number 5 be ProJared. So yeah, well, apparently he's innocent. I believe, anyways. He still did some shady stuff, but I feel kind of bad now, so. He proved it. Like, none of what the people who were accusing him said makes any sense. And his own subreddit was vandalized to shit, basically. I was like, oh man, that dickhead is getting exactly what he deserves. Nope. I don't know why with Toby Turner I was able to be like, there's no way he did that. And I was right. But then with ProJared, I was like, yeah, he's basically Hitler. So, feel kind of bad about that one. Don't know why I turned on him so quickly. Because I used to watch that dude's videos like crazy. But I think it was because the Completionist privated all of his, or not privated, I think actually just straight up deleted all of the ProJared videos. And the Game Grumps privated all of their videos. And then it seemed like he was cheating on his wife with Ross's wife. Actually, it doesn't seem like he's innocent of that. He seems to have owned up to it, sort of. But then the other thing is, it's none of our business. Like, he said that, and personally, I agree. I think that was one of the few things I said. Like, if he's cheating on his wife, let them deal with that. That's not... Who gives a shit? So that's their private life, anyways. But you know, I've already stretched this video longer than it needed to be with Pro Jared stuff, and I'm still gonna try to make a new video on that alone. But yeah, whoopsie doodles. That's not a thing. But I guess this is gonna wrap it up for my Dream DC game video. I already know it's gonna rack up a lot of views. Not that it's monetizable, but because people are just like freaking out over DC's next game, which seems to just not exist. It's called Project Redacted. They one guy working on it. The only thing he said about it, the only thing anyone has said about it, is that it's a DC game. It seems to be an Arkham Origins sequel. So that'll be fun, but it won't have Kevin Conroy or Mark Hamill. Probably best, because Kevin Conroy is going to be doing Arrowverse stuff. It would be really cool if Mark Hamill does the Arrowverse stuff, but seems unlikely. I know this wasn't planned like this, because when Roger Craig Smith and Tara Strong, I don't know, they posted some sort of video of them doing like the voices for the characters. Well, they weren't doing the voices. You guys go find the video. They weren't really doing it for that, but they were in one area, and they had the lady who voiced Vicky Vale with them in Arkham Knight. So, not Arkham Knight. She wasn't in that one, I don't think. Arkham City. So, I think that's what they're doing. It's another Batman game that's, And then rumors have been spread about Court of Owls. Personally, I hope they're doing both. A Batman Beyond, like Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, where it's the first part is Arkham Origins, and then then is an Arkham Origins sequel, and then the next one is the other part is a Arkham Knight sequel. Personally, I hope it's a half and half situation, whereas because Return of the Joker was Batman Beyond mostly, but it had one part that was I'm gonna review that movie later, by the way, but it has one part that's like Batman the Animated Series, and personally that's what I want out of the next Arkham game. But what I want even more than the next Arkham game is an Arrowverse game. Some people might be disappointed if they announce that, but I sure as hell wouldn't. I do find one problem that I feel like it's just going to have right off the bat, and I don't know why, but it seems like even if the movie tie-in games are good games, they always have a graphics problem. I don't know why that is. I don't know if they're trying to rush it out to promote something. I hope if it's an Arrowverse game they're working on, that the graphics are just top-notch, like pushing the hardware to its... I'm not typically a graphics person, but with this, I feel like they need to set an example for what movie and TV tie-ins could do. Because seriously, look it up. Like, movie tie-in games, even if they're good, the graphics are just way worse than they have any right to be. It's kind of mildly frustrating with me. Like, yeah, a good game, but the graphics are, I don't count the Star Wars games because those have kind of taken a life of their own outside of the movies. But let's say, what's one of the games I've played recently that tied into that? Hold on. I can't really think of anything at the moment, actually. I've been looking around my room. I can't think of anything. But if you guys can think of any examples, please help me out here, because I know what I'm saying is fact, but I can't back it up. I'm not wanting anyone to believe me. I'm just trying to get my point across. They could be better, But what sucks is the closest to an Arrowverse video game we have is Injustice 2 Mobile's. They had Melissa Benoist's Supergirl, Grant Gustin's Flash, Stephen Amell's Green Arrow, and Katie Lotz's White Canary. They had those 4 guys in the game, and That's the closest we have to an Arrowverse video game. I really want more. Sounds greedy, but I'm trying to give you my money, so I have some stake in that. I feel not entitled. I mean, I'm still gonna buy the product. I also don't want microtransactions of any kind in there, because Injustice 2 has microtransactions, and I'm like, ugh, whatever. I'm still gonna buy them because I really want those skins and stuff, but I'm just like, eh. And I'm not even talking about mobile. The full game, the actual console one, has that stuff too. So here's an example of damn it, what was it? Dragon Ball. Those I guess are anime tie-ins or something like that. Those are pretty good graphics. So, but Dragon Ball is heavily stylized, and Xenoverse honestly is not the best example of the graphics being great. The graphics are great in Xenoverse, but models are a little rough around the edges. It's the cell shading that works. But then you have the forced perspective and stuff of Dragon Ball FighterZ. I want to play that and see if it's actually as good on my TV as it is on my phone. I just want to. It looks so good. But anyways, I've already dragged on way too much. The point of the story was, I want an Arrowverse game that does Arrowverse like the Arrowverse does it. And actually, the only thing I might have a problem with is the big. If I go play that game, and like the CGI stuff is great in the game, like say that you have Supergirl flying around, and it looks better than Supergirl flying around in the show, I'm gonna go back to the show and I'm gonna be like, yeah. But honestly, I look at the thing like that anyways, so it's not like I'm gonna just suddenly stop buying my favorite TV shows if I play the game. No, I can't imagine. So, just now 2 people get my money. Look at this. Fat stacks. There's $80 in here. Give me my Arrowverse game. I'll pay you. I mean, I won't pay you for the development, but I'll pay you for the game once it gets developed. So, but yeah, anyways, I guess this whole thing is just more of a shut up and take my money kind of thing, right? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to go back to playing Batman. And not letting Catwoman fall to her death this time. Well, see you guys.